last night we talked about this, Tamatha, and my lovely wee friend Chewie, who is not with us right now, he made a really, I thought, insightful view, which was you got a whole bunch of shit not that long ago for for daring to say, quote, for a lot of people, this is having police turn up, this is about patrols, but for a lot of people, the police makes them feel less safe. Now, Chewie made the connection, and all credit goes to him for the thought that, hey, if this has happened amongst police, obviously what Tamatha said was correct. For some people and some police officers, makes them feel unsafe. How do you reflect on that today, looking through the filter of the IPCA findings? And have you had any sort of acknowledgement from anyone who was throwing smoke at you when you did say, hey, for some people, sometime, guys, police aren't the best response?
I have been asked that today. Do I feel vindicated with the report coming out? And I want to make it really clear that whether this happened or not with Javon McSkinnings, the observations that I made earlier this year were true and still are true, regardless of today's report, because those comments were based actually in the Understanding Police Delivery report, which was an independent report that police collaborated with, fully cooperated with this panel, and they were the ones that found or confirmed the existence of structural racism and bias within the police, and they're the ones that have kind of raised the alarm on the way that police interact with people who are in high levels of mental distress. So today is today.
Yeah.
But I already knew that that there are people out there that don't trust the police, regardless, because this is not the only time that something like this has happened. This reminds me of what happened to Louise Nicholas. This reminds me of all of the young women who have come to me and told me, I was sexually assaulted and I went to the police and they didn't believe me. So this is kind of like an extreme version of what we already know exists, and we always knew it exists. It's just that the Prime Minister said that it was absolutely crazy. The Minister of Police said that it was nonsense, that it was divorced from reality, and they really have to acknowledge this week that there is some truth and some substance to those claims. And I actually think the thing that makes it more true, more than this report, is actually the breath tests. The 30,000 falsely recorded breath tests by police, and the 120 police that are under investigation for putting those false tests in there. Like, that's a perfect example of what I was saying. The fact that police collected and recorded tens of thousands of photos of innocent young Māori children on their devices is another example of it. And there are more examples. And I don't even think we needed that IPCA report today to confirm that those views were true for some people.
Yeah, but you're right though, because this is what you're saying for some people. But so you said something in the House today talking about police. Some police can be part of the obstacle, especially for victims. And if you had said that 6 months ago, based around what you said around the beat cops, they would have been at you. I suspect today, you saying that they're not. This goes to show that they're acknowledging what you said previously was true for then and is still true today. But the difference is they now have Jevon, Mick, Twat a lot to put that filter through themselves.
Exactly. And the more, I guess, important point of that line, that police can be barriers or obstacles to justice, is that those weren't even my words. Those were the words of survivors that I met with this morning. And, they're talking about abuse that happened back in the day where, they would go and disclose it to the police, and police would actively stop them from pursuing justice because, you can't have been abused because that's, that's a care facility. They're there to look after you, or, that's a teacher or a preacher or a pastor. They couldn't have hurt you because they're good people, So, yeah, it's just in the context of today, in terms of it being like that National Day of Apology. I just think police need to do better.